If you're gearing up for the CAPM exam, you've probably spent a good amount of time on the business analyst role, right? Well, here's the trick, the thing that trips so many people up. The BA's job, it's not a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. It totally transforms depending on the project's methodology. So let's dive in and break down exactly what that means for you.
And honestly, this idea right here, it's everything. Getting a handle on this adaptability is what's going to separate a good answer from a great one on your exam. It's the real difference between just memorizing roles and truly understanding how they work in the real world.
All right, so let's get into it. Let's talk about a common hurdle that a lot of people face when they're studying for the CAPM.
So why is this? Why does the business analyst role cause so much trouble on the exam? I mean, it seems pretty straightforward. But here's the thing. It's not just about knowing a textbook definition. The exam really tests if you understand the BA's function in different contexts, and that's exactly what those tricky scenario-based questions are all about.
Yeah, here's what we see all the time. Candidates will memorize the job title, but they really struggle to connect it to specific actions in an Agile versus a Waterfall project. You get stuck when a question asks what a BA should do next because the right answer depends completely on the project's framework. This is the exact gap we need to close.
So let's see how this all plays out in the real world. First up, we've got the analyst's role in an adaptive, or as you probably know it, an agile environment. In an agile setting, you should think of the business analyst as a collaborator, a facilitator. They're all about that continuous conversation. They're helping shape requirements as they go, they're prioritizing the product backlog, and they are deep in the trenches with the team and stakeholders, adapting to feedback as it comes in. It's a really dynamic role.
So when you see a scenario like this on the exam, your eyes should light up. Keywords like sprint-based, daily collaboration, and refined user stories, those are huge signals. They are pointing directly to an adaptive or agile approach. Recognizing these patterns is absolutely crucial. Okay, now let's flip the script and look at the other side of the coin. What does the analyst do in a predictive or what we call a waterfall world?
Here, the role is way more structured. The business analyst is almost like an architect. They focus on documenting all the requirements comprehensively right at the very beginning. We're talking detailed specifications, a sequential process, and once that plan is locked in, changes are very carefully managed. It's a whole different game.
Now, this is a perfect contrast. An exam question that mentions a comprehensive requirements document before development starts, that's a massive signpost for a predictive or waterfall methodology. The action itself tells you the framework you're in.
And this is where things get really useful for studying. Instead of trying to learn these roles in a vacuum, let's compare them side by side. This direct comparison is what's going to make it click for the exam.
This table just makes the differences so clear. Take a look at flexibility. High in Agile, low in Predictive. That's not just a random fact. It tells you how to answer a question about an unexpected change request. Or look at documentation, lightweight versus comprehensive. The Agile BA is doing just enough, just in time, while the Waterfall BA is creating a master blueprint up front. This is the mental model that's going to help you nail those exam questions.
A question like this forces you to connect the dots. When you see continuous collaboration and incremental delivery, you should immediately think about the behavior of the BA. Who operates like that? The Agile BA, of course. By understanding their day-to-day activities, you can instantly identify the methodology.
So how do we actually use this on the exam? It's all about connecting this framework to how you break down the questions. You're building a decision-making muscle, not just filling your head with facts.
So here's the bottom line, the single most important takeaway. The project's methodology defines what the business analyst does, and what that analyst does dictates the correct answer on the exam. It's a simple but incredibly powerful formula for getting those scenario questions right every time. And you know, that's really what we focus on at Exam Coaches. It's not about memorizing definitions. It's about learning to see the context clues in a question, instantly connecting the methodology to the BA's responsibilities, and then finding that correct answer with confidence and, just as importantly, with speed.
What we just ran through was just a quick glimpse, a little preview into how you can totally master the BA role for the CAPM exam. By focusing on how methodology drives the role, you're not just memorizing facts, you're actually learning to think like a project manager. The complete framework to nail this topic is waiting for you inside Genius Exam Coaches.